Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the late show here on Thursday night, December 7th. It is the National Pearl Harbor Remembrance Day. So tonight we are going to open it up. Let me drop the link in the chat. So anybody and everybody is more than welcome to jump on and come have a drink with us. Just let me pin that link to the chat. I hope that all you guys had a good day and that you guys have been having a good week. Here we are already in December. It's wild. Let's see where we at. Let me just pin this link to the top of the chat here. People are already in the house. William Reynolds, what's up, buddy? It's good to see you. Eric Gunderson, good to see you too, buddy. Beryl Dave's in the house. What's up? Whiskey Joker, always good to see you. Wanderberg's here. What's up, Michelle? Glad you could make it. Big Vic, always a pleasure to see you. Love hanging out, drinking with you. Adam, you got to hit me up. I have that bottle for you, so we got to link up. Pin message. All right. So message is pinned. But good to see you. Thanks for being here, bud. William Hall's in the house. What's up, William? Possum Crew. What's up, Jeremy? It's wild as I get older. Time just flies. Means we're having fun. Cheers again, my friend. Absolutely. Bourbon Syndicate. What's up? Randy's in the house. Troy from Baker Drinks. Navy vet. We're gonna talk about Pearl Harbor a little bit, Troy. I've got a video lined up for us to watch. For us that have heard the story before, for us to get a refresher here on the anniversary of the date of the attack, as well as some of the people out there that might not have heard the story of why it happened and the whole plan and the way that the attack went down. Found a pretty good video for us to watch. Tater Dom is in the house. What's up, buddy? Randy, what's cracking? It's good to see you, Randy. Jerry Black's in the house. What's up, buddy? We might have to do some push-ups later. Gordon Murphy is here. What's up, bud? It's good to see you. Bourbon Syndicate, Randy. What's up, Joe? Good to see you. First bottle we're going to have tonight, it is a single barrel pick of a 1792 single barrel. Now, I've had two different 1792 foolproof picks, and I have seen a bottled and bond pick, but I've never seen a single barrel pick. So we're going to get into that. Big Cat's in the house. What's up, buddy?
Yo, what's up?
Not much, buddy. How you doing?
Doing good. How about you?
I'm doing great, man. It's been a good day. I took a bunch of samples to some coworkers today.
Okay.
And they were very pleased, very excited to get into the craziness that I poured it for them. And I'm going to try this single barrel pick. And I usually, what's up, John? John and Rusty are in the house. What's up, y'all? Hey, thanks for being here, guys.
Oh, which one is that? Is that the foolproof or?
No, I've had the foolproof before, but I've never seen a single barrel pick.
All right.
Never seen that before. So we're gonna try that fresh crack. Now, I usually do not do like reviews, like make a video review of single barrels like this, because I know most other people are not likely going to be able to get it. So I like to, share them with friends. I'll do a review during a live stream and send out samples, stuff like that. So, first drink of the night. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Thanks for being here.
Nothing for me tonight. I'm just drinking water.
Hey, that's respectable, man. Hydrate.
Yep.
Eric Gunderson. See, did I miss anybody? Ben Demon Hunter. What's up, Ben? Lee's in
pour of a J. Henry Armagnac finish here.
Oh, nice. Age
Well,
5 years.
So that's a Nancy Fraley blend right there.
Oh,
The Armagnac
sweet.
finish.
Well, you know it's going to be good then.
Well, I live in Wisconsin, so all those are good, yeah.
Excellent. So yeah, after we get done saying hi to everybody and hanging out for a minute, we're gonna watch a video about the attack on Pearl Harbor, and then hang out for a little bit after that and talk about it and talk about more whiskey. I've got three store picks to crack with you guys that I'm really looking forward to. John Cloud, what's up, buddy?
Hey, Troy, man. Cheers, man.
Troy Man's in the house. Movie night. Yeah, right on. Sounds good. Spend that time with the family.
Yeah.
Got some great sweet fruit notes.
What are you drinking on, Rusty?
Old Soul, cash strength store pick.
Okay.
Nice.
I was fading out earlier, but I started messing with something else, and I freaking got my second win. So I'll hang around for a little bit, but I'm right now.
That sounds good. Sounds good to me. So to let you guys know, we got a lot upcoming on the channel. On Tuesday is Frank Sinatra's birthday, and I'm a big Sinatra fan. And I have a bottle of the Jack Daniel's Sinatra that I have not cracked yet because I was waiting for his birthday. So I'm going to do a special live stream on Tuesday the 12th where I talk about favorite Sinatra songs, Sinatra movies, and get into that a little bit and try out the Sinatra Jack Daniel's bottle for the first time ever. Which I'm really looking
Hey,
so we got that live stream coming up on Tuesday. Then on Thursday, we're going to have Bainbridge back on. Bainbridge was the second interview we did on Distiller's Perspective, and he's going to come back for a return show because he's got some new bottles coming out, and I've got one of his new bottles, and I'm excited to get into that with him. And we're talking to Willie's Distillery in Montana to get them on the show. And a few others. So there's a lot coming up on the docket. Got a bunch of reviews that are on the editing room floor that are waiting for me to finish those up to get out. What's up, Mr. Jakes? Yeah, I've got some. I've got the Jack Daniel's Heritage already filmed. I've got a Four-Gate. I've got the Penelope Toasted side by side. I've got a few ones that are already filmed. I just need to get the time to edit those for you guys.
Hey, do you have the Jack Daniel's bonded? I know you said you didn't like it, but I'm telling you, I want you to try the bonded and the Sinatra side by side and let me know what you think.
All right. I know I see it on base every time I see it. And I haven't tried it since they first came out. Like that first week they came out and hit the store shelves, I hit up Liquor and Liquor in Tacoma because there was one of the employees there I had a really good rapport with. And so I asked her, I was like, hey, would you mind if I came and did like an event and did a tasting with the new Jacks? And so I did the triple mash and the bonded, and everybody that tried them side by side, including myself, liked the triple mash better. But I haven't tried it since then. What's up, Dan?
What's up, boys?
Hello.
What's up?
I had to come over and have one for Pearl Harbor.
Sure, Dan.
Oh, I appreciate that.
You hear Mojo yelling in the background?
Hey, Mark.
Wait, say it.
Because this is a crazy story about my fucking life. If a couple things went a little differently, I wouldn't be here because of the Pearl Harbor attack.
Really?
My grandpa was supposed to be on the Arizona the day it went down. And he had military transfer papers. He still had them. When he died, he still had them. He got held up because there was another guy that was coming with him that got delayed. And had that guy not been late, there's a strong likelihood I wouldn't be here right now. So
wow.
I always think about this day as like, holy shit. Narrowly missed it.
Dude, it's wild how things like that kind of line up. Like you know, like the movie Back to the Future, there's all these little things that happen that make something 20 years later possible.
Yeah, it's unreal.
You know, that's wild.
Unreal.
What's up,
I
Gordon?
watched a time travel movie last night with my wife. It's called 41. It's really weird.
Okay.
It's interesting as far as time travel goes.
Yeah, the same crowd of hanging out with.
I have not seen that. Scotty, Gordo, what's up, guys? Good to see you.
Cheers.
Hello. It just looks familiar.
Same crowd of
It's
hanging out with.
I
Glass
went
to,
to American
my,
Hero Edition.
Yeah.
Of course.
I
My
almost
great
bought
uncle,
all of that today.
my great uncle Charlie was on the Arizona
Oh,
the
really?
day that,
Oh shit.
and
Well-
he did not make it. So
Let's raise a glass to those that we lost before we get into it a little bit more. Cheers to all those that went before us and who are no longer here. Cheers.
Absolutely.
Cheers.
Until Valhalla, lest we forget.
Cheers.
So I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but a proclamation from the White House came out yesterday.
Really?
So this is December 6th, 2023, proclamation on the National Pearl Harbor Remembrance Day. And so on this day, 82 years ago, 2,403 service members and civilians were killed in the painful, unprovoked attack on our American forces. And so it goes on talking about Pearl Harbor and the event, and that he proclaims December 7th as National Pearl Harbor Remembrance Day. And as you guys know, it's always been recognized as Pearl Harbor Day, but as of yesterday, it is National Remembrance Day.
Wow.
And,
I didn't know it wasn't yet. I always,
Right.
because we always
I
knew.
thought it was a holiday every year.
Yeah.
Right. And so I don't know if it just had never been officially like
a presidential proclamation.
right, which is crazy that fell through the cracks for all these years. So
For
this
that
is
long. Yeah.
it's the 82nd anniversary. That's kind of wild.
Yeah. That's crazy.
there's a lot of things that
Did it
fall
really?
through the cracks.
Bourbon's in
There
the
we
house.
go.
What's up, Bourbon?
Been sitting
Don.
back there for a hot minute.
Ben,
Well, be patient, Ben.
Cheers, brother.
We were
what
talking.
is up, Ben?
I don't know, Rusty, what's happening?
I'm here, but just barely.
Just
That-
barely
that
hanging
a
out. You
boy.
might,
Rusty, did you put the wife to bed?
Did I do what?
Did you put the wife to bed, Rusty?
Oh yeah,
Okay, good.
you're right. I need to be quiet.
I think my grandpa had 3
I get hollered at. Man.
Damn, B. Bauer. Yeah, see,
Damn,
that's what I'm talking about. Like,
Oh, man.
there's a lot of us here that have connections to it. It
Yeah.
really was our grandparents' generation's like version of 9/11 for us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It
For
was.
sure.
I mean, my paternal grandpa was stateside World War I. My maternal grandpa was stateside World War II.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Well, and we have to
Hey,
think-
Ben, I'm sorry I didn't see you in the background there. You know, on the bottom of it where it shows all the people,
Yeah,
I had to
that's-
scroll down to see you because I didn't see there was a bar on the side.
I understand. I take up extra room. I'll love it.
Oh no, you know how much I love you, bro. Don't even start. So Rusty might pass out during movie time.
I might. I'm gonna do my best to hang on. But my grandparents, my dad's mom and dad, they were in the newly formed business of welding ships, the battleships and stuff. And I wish I was smart enough to remember all of them, but they had pictures of all the ones that they welded on, making
Oh man,
the different battleships and stuff. So yeah,
they're part of the building process. That's
yeah. Yep.
My grandfather served in Cairo. He was a
Okay.
resupplier on the airfield there. He also helped build the airfield in
That's really
Palm
cool.
Springs.
You know, we could have another name for Pearl Harbor Day too. It could be the F around and find out day.
Well,
There you go.
Yeah.
I think we kind of. Well,
I'm just saying they found. I'm just saying they found out.
Well, that's the you have to look at like Mark said, like I mean that was like their generation's 9/11. And you look at it, it's like we are so lucky because of our military and everything that we don't live in these areas that have to deal with shit like that. Like we have these two huge events as opposed to this constant.
But we had an industry that could take on a war on two fronts.
Mm-hmm.
We could build planes and tanks and bullets to send to Europe and the Pacific.
I mean, it's America. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck
yeah.
America. Fuck yeah.
Well, I
mean, as much as we
war
produced
changed how we
during that
fought
war.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's truly a privilege to live here.
Yep.
And we forget about it a lot, but it truly is. It's
exactly.
It's a privilege to live here.
Yeah, we are spoiled in many ways.
I mean, we gotta thank everybody every single fucking day.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, so what would you give a Marine that's leaving to go get married?
Crayons.
Hey, what are you talking about me for now?
Like the 8-pack.
Yeah, the big ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get
the
him
big
a good,
boys. Yeah,
get him a
64
good
pack.
bottle. Get him a bottle of whiskey. Get him a single barrel from your area, a single barrel that he can't find in his area. That way he has something to revert to when his wife goes to bed and says that she has a headache on the wedding night.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, how quickly can you get to Carson City in a bag?
Anything hazmat. There you go.
Yeah.
Well, is he active duty or is he, that depends too.
No.
From what I got from that, it sounds like he's an active duty Marine who's leaving to go get married and was looking for like gift ideas.
No,
it is a giant country.
Do you know scientists found out exactly what it is that kills the sex drive of wives?
The food?
Wedding certificate?
Wedding cake.
Wedding cake. Yeah.
Wedding cake. Wadding cake?
Yeah, that's a true story. And so, okay, let's see. All right, I found this great video that talks about what happened on Pearl Harbor. Oh, wait. No, not this one.
Wait, what are these guys doing?
What?
No, not that video. Not that Pearl Harbor video.
That by far is the worst Pearl Harbor movie I've ever seen in my life.
I hope you guys appreciate my joke there.
That was good.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm what?
Like, I'm out, bro.
Yeah, why'd you fuck that movie up?
Crank up the Aerosmith. Like, let's go.
Oh man.
The
All right, so it's a little. There you go. All right, so I'm gonna pour. Wait, hold on. Stop. Before you do this, I've got another. A store pick I'm gonna get into. It is from the Fog Room. The Fog Room is a bar up here. They did a Knob Creek pick, so I'm gonna get into that, and I'm gonna be sipping on this while we're watching our.
How old is it? 9-year one? 9-year pick?
February 14 to September 23. So it's 9 years and 7 months.
I tried the worst Knob Creek pick I've ever tried.
Okay, this is out of context. But if you open a box of ice cream, would you eat that thing? It looks kind of evil.
Yeah, bro.
Oh my goodness,
dive in, dude.
I'd probably drop my second first.
That's hilarious.
Show it what for?
That is pretty funny.
I'd try to American Pie it. I'm just saying.
So, good.
No, go ahead. What's up?
No, I was just saying I tried the worst Knob Creek pick today. It's a store around here that doesn't really know what they're doing. I swear it tasted like Robitussin.
What?
God.
What's up, Joe?
Hey, Joe.
Cheers, Joe.
I was
Hey,
actually
Joe.
I was typing a text to Joe.
Oh, yeah, Joe, you made it just in time for movie time. We're going to go into the history of the attack on Pearl Harbor.
Oh shit!
Oh, shit.
What is that?
I don't know, some box with your name on it.
Oh, you already got it? That was.
Oh,
fast.
nice. Emma Necker.
It
Betty
said
Fat
Monday.
Legs.
Oh, cool.
I love it.
Well, let me know.
Oh,
when you,
Doc, you got a lot of bottles with you, don't you?
Video.
All right,
Yeah,
everybody
we'll
grab a
talk-
drink and
Two
let's
open, two unopened.
learn about the history here.
Yeah, I'm gonna pour some Knob Creek for sure.
Sounds good.
And samples.
It's just
Is that
before
what
8
we're pouring in
a.m.
Knob Creek?
and yet another beautiful morning is about to bless the citizens of Hawaii. As the day starts, Commander Logan C. Ramsey takes a sip of his first coffee.
Time out.
Relishing the mild aroma filling
Time
the
out.
room, he spots a low-flying
Mark, time out. They couldn't find an American guy to voice this thing.
I thought that was Mark that was doing it in a weird
I'm just
voice.
saying, this is like the most American thing they could have done. And they found some
Fucking
freaking
British guy.
plane
Yeah.
zooming overhead. Before Ramsey
I like
gives the
the
sighting
irony.
any further
That's an
thought,
AI
the
voice.
plane drops a bomb. Immediately, the closest radio man hastily sends the message: air raid on Pearl Harbor. This is no drill. The battle has just begun.
Yeah, I hope you ran and alerted the king of this.
It ain't Christmas until something happens at the Nakatomi.
It's dull, rainy weather in late autumn of 1939. Approaching the end of his second term, President Franklin Delano Roosevelt was on a set path to successfully endure a truly unsettling decade that followed the Great Crisis of 1929. The ensuing social unrest was mostly a thing of the past, and the economy seemed to be getting back on track again. Yet President Roosevelt couldn't just breathe a sigh of relief, as, from the American perspective, world politics looked just as grim as the grey weather beyond the windows of his apartment. Developments in other parts of the world were received with utmost concern by Roosevelt and many of the American elite, as their country steered away from its long-standing policy of isolationism. To the west, fast rate of changes happening in Japan, which followed the path of militarism, were in stark contrast with the interests of both Congress and the president. Distressed, they had made attempts to divert the course of the Japanese Empire, using increasingly strict measures, like relocating the U.S. Pacific Fleet from San Diego to Hawaii, and making use of trade restrictions. But as it soon turned out, these actions only threw more oil on the bonfire. One could commend the valiant peacekeeping efforts of America, but from Japan's perspective, which by this time had become essentially a one-party state controlled by the army, the United States and its allies were severely limiting growth of the Japanese Empire. Allied military bases and colonies in the Pacific, along with American policies to interfere in Japan's affairs, were clear signs that the neutrality of the United States was by then only theoretical, and the Americans, in fact, actively played against Japanese imperialist plans. Both countries were visibly on a collision course, and things further gained traction in the summer of 1941, when the United States imposed another severe embargo that banned oil shipments to Japan, which relied heavily on imported resources. Since vital petroleum came mostly from the States, the most recent embargo put the Japanese economy and War Department in serious trouble. At this point, the Japanese government had two viable options: submit to American demands and place the dreams of Great Japan on the shelf, or pursue a course to attain self-sufficiency and try seizing British Malaya and the Dutch East Indies, both rich in strategic resources. The first option was summarily dismissed. However, the second, more tempting one, presented some significant issues. Japanese war planners estimated that attacking Southeast Asia would inevitably result in an American response, possibly from the nearby Philippines, which for that very reason would also become a target. It seemed that pursuing this policy of aggression was equal to going to war with the United States. And if that was going to be, Japanese war planners appeared to be far more level-headed compared to those dabbling with politics. For those admirals, it was clear that any protracted conflict with the United States would spell disaster for Japan. The only chance to victory lay in crippling the American Pacific Fleet in a surprise blow and forcing the states into a negotiated peace, which would give Japan a free rein in Southeast Asia. A bold strategy indeed, but the Japanese had already started the groundwork for this many months prior, relying heavily on the capabilities of Admiral Yamamoto, who served as chief of the combined fleet. The grand plan envisioned coordinated attacks on many objectives in Southeast Asia and American military bases in the Pacific. The Hawaiian naval base at Pearl Harbor was deemed the most critical, as according to intelligence reports, it was home to the largest warships of the United States Pacific Fleet. For that reason, the very first and most important blow was to be dealt in Hawaii. On the morning of the 26th of November, the combined fleet representing the main component of the Imperial Japanese Navy under the command of Vice Admiral Nagumo departed the foggy Kuril Islands in utmost secrecy and took an easterly direction towards Hawaii. For the next 12 days, a force of 6 aircraft carriers, escorted by 2 battleships, 3 cruisers, and some additional vessels, steamed through the North Pacific, eventually reaching its position northwest of the archipelago roughly an hour before daybreak of the 7th of December. It was a fair, unremarkable Sunday morning at Pearl Harbor Naval Base. As one would expect from a Sunday morning, it was unsurprisingly quiet, and many of those who were on shore leave had either thoughts about breakfast or nursing a hangover. Though the war with Japan was looming on the horizon and was generally anticipated by many, Pearl was presumed to be too well defended to be considered a target. If anything, it could be a naval attack followed by a full invasion force, or possibly some kind of sabotage. But the Japanese attacking Pearl by air? No one truly believed it. Even if high-ranking officers who commanded the base seemed to disregard the standard warnings they received and did little to mitigate the threat of a Japanese attack. But soon, the Americans would pointedly learn how dead wrong they were, as the sky swarmed with hundreds of enemy planes. At last, the monotonous rumble of radial engines could be heard on Oahu. The very first targets of the Japanese attack were American air bases scattered over the island. Seeking to prevent possible retaliation, both Aichi D-3A dive bombers and famous Mitsubishi A-6M fighters, commonly known as Zeros, rained down fire upon the completely unprepared Americans, shredding planes and bombing air installations. To avoid possible sabotage, the aircraft were ordered to be packed tightly together, which obviously only added to the ensuing mayhem. But this surprise blow was but a taste of what was to come. Having secured the skies from the threat of American planes, the Japanese were able to fly the vulnerable carrier-based torpedo bombers over the main objective of Pearl Harbor. The first Nakajima B-5N bombers arrived on the scene, instantly focusing on the ships moored northwest of Ford Island. Some of the berths appeared to be unused, and neither of the valuable warships were located there on the 7th of December. Yet the first plane mistakenly started the attack, and some of the others followed. 6 bombers dropped against USS Utah, an old dreadnought turned training ship. In this haphazard attack, out of the 6 torpedoes launched at the biggest vessel there, 2 torpedoes hit Utah, and 1 accidentally hit the nearby light cruiser, the USS Raleigh. Although the Utah quickly rolled over and sank, the Raleigh was saved from capsizing by the staid actions of her crew. The rest of the group was not fooled and flew around Ford Island in search of better targets. But again, possibly blinded by the morning sun, one plane dropped a torpedo at what was presumed a battleship usually berthing there, but in fact, the USS Pennsylvania was docked nearby, and the projectile was about to hit an ancient mine layer, Oglala. Curiously, The torpedo went under it and hit the modern light cruiser USS Helena instead. The explosion tore through the hull of the Helena and split the nearby Oglala open. It's worth noting at this point that the shallow waters of Pearl Harbor essentially prohibited the use of aerial torpedoes. The Japanese pilots, however, used wooden stabilizers coupled with a sophisticated control system for their torpedoes to work in the shallow depths of the lagoon. The majority of Japanese bombers pulled up to circle around and get into better position to attack the much coveted battleship Roe. Numerous valuable targets were berthed there, but the most vulnerable to torpedo attack were two outboard ones, the battleships Oklahoma and West Virginia. Eventually, Nakajima bombers approached from the southeast, and a number of projectiles hit both Oklahoma and West Virginia. Some of the pilots chose more challenging angles and scored hits on the California and Nevada on the opposite side of the battleship Roe. Each ship was hammered by blow after blow, despite increasing anti-aircraft fire that managed to shoot down a couple of slow torpedo bombers. The West Virginia, hit by 7 torpedoes, was barely afloat. The Oklahoma, hit by 9, slowly capsized, with many men trapped under her deck. Rescue parties saw to the wounded, but the attack was not over. A following group of Nakajima planes, this time in a horizontal bomber configuration, struck from the southwest. The inboard vessels, up until this moment protected from torpedo attacks, were vulnerable to level bombing runs. Multiple near misses washed the decks, and many direct hits were scored on the Maryland, Tennessee, and Arizona. One bomb pierced the armor of the unfortunate Arizona and ignited the forward magazine of the warship. Seconds later, a massive fireball erupted like a volcano, destroying the battleship and setting fire to the nearby repair vessel. Chaos mounted at Pearl Harbor as the remainder of the Japanese warplanes departed the scene. Damage control parties were in full motion. Others scrambled to put out fires, help the wounded, and man their posts, but there was little respite from the airstrikes. Less than 30 minutes later, a second wave was inbound, about to hit the island. This time, the naval base at Pearl Harbor was marginally better prepared, but this was well anticipated by the Japanese, and the configuration of the second attack differed from before. The element of surprise was already spent, so there was little point using torpedo aircraft anymore. The task of harming ships was now passed to Aichi dive bombers, each armed with a single 250-kilogram explosive. By the time the second wave arrived, the USS Nevada, though hit earlier by a torpedo, was already underway, being the only vessel in the battleship Roe not moored and able to maneuver. Seeing her moving down the channel to the harbor entrance, many dive bombers concentrated their efforts on the Nevada. Over the next 20 minutes, she was subjected to persistent attacks as the Aichi dive bombers struck the slowly moving battleship in a hope of sinking her and blocking the inlet. One could argue against this logic given the sheer width of the channel, but nevertheless, the Nevada suffered multiple hits and fires on board. These relatively light bombs, however, were unlikely to penetrate her deck, and even then, her ammo magazines were empty as she was in the process of going through a refit. The Nevada sustained the majority of damage to her superstructure, and ultimately, at 10 minutes past 9 a.m., she was intentionally beached to prevent her sinking in deeper waters. Though the American battleships were the secondary targets for the dive bombers, a number of well-trained pilots of the second wave focused on the docked USS Pennsylvania, notably missed by the first attack. Yet by 9 a.m., American resistance was becoming more effective. Heavier anti-aircraft fire rendered the Japanese strike chaotic and less coordinated compared to the first wave. The brunt of the attacks on the Pennsylvania were taken by nearby destroyers, which either sank or were badly damaged. The pace and relative efficacy of the American anti-aircraft response was not accounted for by the Japanese, who had wagered much on the capabilities of the Aichi-driven strike. But as the last plane returned to the aircraft carriers, the results of the second wave, all factors considered, was only deemed as acceptable. Less than 2 hours after the first strike, the naval base of Pearl Harbor was awash of twisted metal, burning oil, and the ringing cries of the wounded and dying. 4 battleships were sunk. Many other ships either went down or sustained various degrees of damage. Almost 200 planes were destroyed, the majority of which still on the ground. More than 2,300 U.S. military personnel were killed, with many more wounded. The American losses were substantial, especially given the light casualties conceded by the Japanese. The Imperial Navy succeeded in crippling the battle line of the U.S. Pacific Fleet, and for a time could claim an unrestricted freedom in the Pacific, free to execute their ambitious plans. But unfortunately for them, none of the American aircraft carriers were even present at Pearl in the hour of the enemy's storm. Their absence quickly proved to be vital, as the age of carrier-based air power was about to dramatically change naval warfare in the time to come, as the Japanese had shown themselves at Pearl Harbor. The attack, though quite successful on an operational level and very useful for Japanese propaganda, brought them little gains in the grand scheme of things. The real consequences, feared by many more sensible Japanese, were still to come. From this day forth, the events at Pearl Harbor swayed American public opinion in favor of war with Japan. Consequently, the rust-covered wheels of the American military industry, basically dormant for many years, were set in motion. As the popular phrase goes, the sleeping giant was awakening.
Wow.
I really like the details that gave, especially to the what led up to it prior of why things were in the places where they were at the time, and the positions of the countries before that went down. Every other video that gave any other detail like that I looked up to find a good video to show for us tonight, all the other ones that had any detail like that were over 45 minutes long.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only one that gave that amount of detail in 15 minutes. And so I think they did a good job with that. What do you guys think of that?
That was a great story.
That was really well put together.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Really good. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's crazy. And
Yeah.
Wow. All right, so I'm going to get on to my last store pick that I'm going to share with you guys tonight. I just picked this one up today at the worst liquor store that I've been to in this area. It's a 120 proof Knob Creek single barrel pick. So you guys got to look forward to this hunting video that I'm going to edit and put out for you guys within the next day or two. It was just by far the worst store that I've been into. It was loud, it was dirty, it smelled, and all of their prices were astronomical, except for this one. It was $55 out the door for this Knob Creek single barrel pick, and it was the last bottle they had. It's from a steakhouse in just north of Seattle.
Wait, people in Seattle eat steak?
Yes. There's some good steakhouses up there.
I thought they were all vegan.
Hey, you guys know how it is. There's like 7% of the population that's trying to control the media and Hollywood and all that kind of stuff. The majority of us are reasonable people.
well, in honor of the occasion, I poured a 15.5-year Knob Creek pick that
Awesome.
I don't break out very often.
Awesome.
Oh, you went with the Commanders.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, Joe, I got to hang out with Vince a couple days ago or last weekend, and he had
Cheers, Jerry.
a just for sample only bottle of this next year's Commander Select, and it's the first time they're using their own juice for it. And he let me try a sample of it. That was pretty cool.
Wow.
How was it?
I thought it was good. I was disappointed it was finished in a tawny port barrel. So tawny port has a different angle than a regular port barrel. It's just that I'm just kind of done with port barrel finishes, personally. I thought it was really good.
Year-old tawny port last year, and I really liked it.
Yeah, it was really good. It was really good. But so let's raise another glass to those who lost their lives that day. We got to see the way the attack went down and everything. That was pretty cool. But I appreciate all you guys being here with me.
Cheers.
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 Oh. That's kind of an off-profile Knob Creek pick.
Tastes like Robitussin.
Mm-mm. No, I like it.
Mucinex.
Is that
It's like caramel-covered fruit notes going on.
Is that an age-stated one or is it a?
Yeah, it says the barrel date was February of 14. Bottle date was July 23, and so it's 9.5. Or 9 years, 5 months. It's pretty good though.
I fucking love Knob Creek, and I feel like it should always just be 120 proof.
Bro.
Is it not always 120 proof?
Well, they have like the hundreds, like for like the 12.
Well, the picks are always 120, are they not?
The picks are always 120. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I think 120 is the proof point where Knob Creek really, really fucking shines.
Yeah.
It's.
I mean, the ryes, when we had that cast strength ryes, were like 120 something, or even less than that. But it was more than 120.
Mine's 119.
Most of the picks are 115, but the cask strength ryes from like 2010, 2000.
Yeah, this one's 119.6.
120 something.
Yeah.
There's another one that's more than 120. 127 maybe. It's really good. The next one
is a good ass bottle.
On a Knob Creek 127?
A rye.
12-year also that's
I never saw the cast strength 12. That's delicious.
Oh man.
I'm happy with this one.
Oh yeah.
You like the Honda?
Yeah, I've got that one,
That's the
Vic.
only
I've
one
never
we can
seen
get.
that 12-year cast strength.
Yeah, I've never seen the 12 cask either.
I would love
Would
to
you
get
have
my hands on one of
Dan,
those.
the rye, cast strength rye?
Yeah, 2009.
Yeah, there's a 2010 that's a little bit higher, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like a B version or something.
Yeah, mine's 2009, 119.6.
Yeah.
Warehouse A.
If I was at home, I'd show you that shit.
It doesn't have a button on it because I peeled it off and sent
You
it
gave
to
it to
Adriana.
Nice.
I actually stuck it to the top of a sample of this 15.5 year I sent her.
Yep. Good to see you, Vic. What are you drinking that Knob Creek right now?
Yeah, I just cracked it right now. Here's brother.
Right on.
Yeah, I thought this was a pick, but it's a different way because it had a button on it. I was like, but it's a twice barreled. I don't know if any of you guys had this one.
Oh, I've never had that.
Twice barreled rye with a button.
I've never even seen that on the internet.
Nope. I've seen it online. I've never seen it on shelves though. Yeah.
My goodness.
Because there's another one, isn't there? There's that, and then there's like the quarter cask. Yeah.
The quarter cask comes with a button too, yeah.
There's a few that got the buttons on them.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Troy says I was on the sub USS Nevada. We used to party with those guys from BB-36 Nevada and all them. Captain Ross from BB-36 won the Medal of Honor for reaching the ship, and oh, dude, that's awesome.
Hell yeah, bro.
That's really cool. It's always cool when you get to meet a Medal of Honor recipient.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I've got a buddy that I went to school with that what was it? 4 years later, he died in Afghanistan and saved his whole fucking unit and died in the process and received the Medal of Honor.
Oh,
and I had an Army ball where there was a Medal of Honor recipient. Sergeant Petrie, the guy who caught a grenade and fucking tried to throw it back because it landed where all of his whole platoon was and lost his hand and got a Medal of Honor. I don't know.
God
There was
damn.
other stuff that went out. I met him. But yeah, anytime you get to chop it up with somebody with a silver star or higher, they've got stories of how they just had some really shitty days.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
but
or no
they're just,
hand. God damn.
yeah, they're good people though.
Absolutely, because it was they get that way from selfless acts, you know.
Right.
Yeah, man.
Oof. That's not fun though. Trying to throw a grenade back and it goes off in your hand. That's not a good day. That's a bad day.
It's a bad fucking day.
Yeah.
You had a bad day. You're taking one down.
It's bad news.
Yeah, this Knob Creek pick right here is not as nutty as most. It's more fruity. That's really weird. It's got some great caramel notes though.
You got some great caramel notes.
Mm-hmm.
Fruity Knob Creek.
No drizzle on you.
Don't tease me for a good time.
Tempt me with a good time.
Try it. I have another Knob Creek. Why the fuck not? This one's just under 10 years. Shy of about a month.
I should get a little knobby.
You're waiting on Baller to show up.
Oh, you got to slob on the knob with us. Come on.
So
actually, you know what? Just for Baller, I'm gonna have Baller's Knob Creek pick.
There you go.
That's a good choice. That's a good choice. Hey, Baller, you know what I'm gonna need to do?
Only knob I brought.
Next time I see you, I'm gonna bring you a sample of both of these Knob Creek picks because I think they're both really good. They're really heavy on the caramel notes.
Just give it to him blind. Tell him you made him a blind, because otherwise he's just gonna hate on it.
Oh shit! Look at Joe.
And I'll have a Baller pick.
Come on, you piece
Oh,
of
shit. My lob's at home.
But-
Focus,
Vic,
you
Vic,
fuck.
You gave me this, right, Vic?
I actually was going to bring that, but I did not. Cheers, man.
What was that?
Knob
You
Creek.
gave me this, right, Vic?
I don't know. Maybe.
Thanks, Vic.
Yep.
My-
See
my
that?
governor got one from me.
Lee's on a Knob Creek.
Yep. And
Lee's Knob
dude,
Creek.
He's on
Lee's
denial.
Knob Creek pick is really good.
But he hates Knob Creek.
Yeah, but it's still really good.
But it's got his
Actually,
name
I
on it.
think Ben gave it to
Well,
me.
who's John?
John is the guy at the other store that does the picks. With him.
That's Lee's boyfriend.
He said it's a rye. That's different. Different. Oh, Jerry Black's going to bed. Good night, Jerry.
Oh boy,
Cheers, Jerry.
Jerry's getting the 2-finger salute tomorrow.
Hope all goes well.
I'm going to ask him to add 3.
Doctor's going to play finger puppets with Jerry. It's okay.
Use the whole fist, Doc?
No.
I mean, Jerry is a slut, so.
I can't seem to find anything wrong with you. I'm sure it's not for lack of looking.
Yeah. Go deeper. You'll find something.
Deeper.
He's going to pull out that never-ending handkerchief.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was not a mental image I needed.
Mark laughed. I think he's tried that on one of his patients. He's like,
Like a
Yeah.
magician. Yeah. I tried the magician trick with a handkerchief. And it's like they didn't appreciate that.
Yeah. Yeah. What, have you ever seen one of these numbers?
It's yellow. It's blue. It's green. It's red.
And now it's
Turns out
still
you're fine.
red. It's still red. And he's
It's red. It's red. It keeps turning red. Oh, wait a minute. We got to call
It's
one.
red. It's brown.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
And he's bleeding out.
It's brown. It's brown. It's brown. It's brown.
It's brown. It's brown. It's greenish brown. It's uh-oh.
It's white. Where the hell you been?
Brown Town.
Right.
It's gonna get real nasty real quick, so I'm just gonna stop.
Rusty's back. What's up, buddy?
Speaking of getting nasty real quick, there's Rusty.
I'll be right back. I hear the roll running around upstairs.
Okay.
Oh, we need to roll.
He's back.
Again.
Proctologists make really poor magicians. Yeah, they
Well,
do
they
a
have shitty jobs.
Shitty job.
Yeah.
Now coconut macaroons. What? That's
Sounds
wild.
nasty. Because coconut is nasty.
Hey, Mark.
Yo.
You've heard of Filmland, right? Filmland, the bottle company.
No.
No. Oh well. They're doing a tasting event at McCallum and Sons in Tacoma, and the bottle signing with the owner and shit on Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nick, you ever heard of
Never
Filmland?
heard of Filmland before.
Well, cool.
Hold on, I'm gonna look them up real quick. Now, see on Saturday, I'm gonna be going to high school to grade ROTC cadets. They're doing a PT test and all kinds of stuff on Saturday, so I'm gonna be doing that. But when I get released, I might be able to go drop by there.
Yeah, it's from 1 p.m. to 5.
You said it was Filmland Bottling?
Yeah, Filmland Spirits.
Filmland Spirits.
Some guys in California might have done a pic of it.
Maybe. There might be something. There might be something out there. That they have the label.
Oh, you know what? I've seen one of theirs.
The most words ever.
Mark, you have one.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that's yours, isn't it, Vic?
That was his big Vince
Yeah.
back there. Yeah. Could be. I don't know.
Maybe.
There you go. Yep.
Yep, got one of those.
Wow.
Read all the words. It's a movie.
Good times.
It's a movie script.
Good times.
That's good whiskey, man.
No, that's
Filmland
awesome.
is
They're
a
gonna
real
be
good-
at McCallum and
good
Tacoma
juice.
on Saturday. You said?
Yeah, from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m.
Okay. Hold on, I'm gonna write that down because I'm gonna forget it.
Yeah, I've never tried any of their stuff, so I'm like, well, what better way to check them out, you know? So,
Well, evidently, Mark has tried it.
Yeah. So Saturday 1 to 4.
1 to 5.
1 to 5.
Yeah.
Don't miss that last hour. So the magic happens.
All right. Well, when I get out of that training event on Saturday, shoot you a text, see if we can link up down there.
Yeah.
That'll be cool. All right, and with that, before I cut off the live stream, do any of you guys have anything that you want to throw out in regards to what you're drinking tonight or the Pearl Harbor Remembrance Day? We saw the declaration yesterday that the White House put out that it is now an official national Pearl Harbor Remembrance Day, which we don't know how that fell through the cracks until 82 years later. But But before we cut off the live stream, do any of you guys have any closing remarks?
Great stream, brother.
No.
Appreciate all
Look around.
everything you do.
Pearl Harbor
Appreciate
Day.
all the
is
serve.
the day that we prove that fuck with the U.S. and find out.
Yep. Fuck around and find out. Absolutely.
I know at least 2 guys whose birthday is today, so happy birthday.
Oh,
T-Rob, it's T-Rob's birthday today.
Oh, it's T-Rob's birthday today?
And a guy I went to college with, one of my college roommates, his birthday.
Happy birthday, T-Rob.
Cheers, Tom.
Yep. Happy birthday, T-Rob.
Cheers, T-Rob.
Happy birthday, Tim and Tom.
Tim and Tom. Tim Tom.
Well,
Timmy!
Well, all right, guys. So, like I said at the beginning of the stream, this Tuesday is the 12th of December, which is Frank Sinatra's birthday. I'm going to crack fresh crack bottle of the Sinatra Select that I've never tried before. And so we're going to get into Sinatra and some of our favorite songs and movies and stuff like that in a special live stream on Tuesday, the 12th, which is his birthday. Then on Thursday, we're going to bring Bainbridge Island back on the show to check out their new bottle that they've got going on. And they have a couple other offerings that they've got that they didn't have last year when we had them on the show. So we've got another episode of Distiller's Perspective next Thursday. And there's a bunch of reviews on the editing floor that we're going to have out for you soon.
Hey, Mark.
Yo.
Is it just you cracking it open, or is it a video, or do we get to jump on with you and drinking with you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you are more than welcome to jump on and talk. And dude, if you're a Sinatra fan, let's chop it up.
I haven't cracked my Sinatra, so I was like...
I would love it if somebody would jump on with me for that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, but I'm a huge Sinatra fan, so I would do it whether like if I had 0 people watching it, I would still do it because I'm gonna see you resemble passion, you know.
So Mark's getting his first copyright strike on Tuesday.
That's what it sounds like. That's what it sounds like.
Just play 5 seconds at a time. I think 6 seconds is the limit, so 5 seconds at a time, you'll be fine.
That's good to know. 5 seconds at a time. That's what she said. 5 seconds.
I'm leaving to.
She doesn't get hers. I mean, is it really your fault?
All right, guys. I'm gonna cut off the live. Any of you guys still watching that want to come in the backstage shenanigans? Click that join link, or else we will see you next time. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can join in. And see you next time. Take and enjoy. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, everybody.
Ciao.
Cheers.